Hi, I'm Joan Dice. I'm one of the members of the Jewel Loom team and also one of the SilverSilk ambassadors. And I'm here to show you a project that was reintroduced to the store. And it's actually the SilverSilk Silkies Pendant with like a comb, a needle, and like a little shuttle. And they're all, you know, with really cute sayings on them. But they were all made with sustainable Baltic birch wood. And so it's really cool. And I'll talk more about it as I'm doing the tutorial. But, you know, when Jules reintroduced it to the store, you know, right after the SilverSilk 3-needle chain came out, I thought, what a perfect item to use as the warps on this. So I really had to do a tutorial on this, and so I got my hands on another pendant because I did use the one that came out a few years ago. And so I hope you have fun, you know, check it out. And like I said, the accessories can be used, you know, on other looms too, which I have used them, especially the original Jewel Loom or the Wisdom Warrior. So I hope you really enjoy it, and we'll get on to the tutorial. Okay, this is what you get in the SilverSilk Silkies Pendant kit. Of course, you get the main pendant, which I already painted. I painted this rose gold. It turned out a little bit darker than I thought it would, but you know, I still like it. But I was going to do some more decorating on it, but I didn't want to take away from this. If you have a really steady hand and have like a fine paintbrush, you can take some like gemstone colors of paint and paint inside these to make it look like gemstones. Or, you know, even if you have a real steady hand, you can try painting inside, you know, the main silkies part too. And then I painted the back color gold because I wanted, I'm using the 3-needle chain to decorate it, and I wanted it to stand out more than against the bare wood. If you don't want to paint it, just to protect it, I would still use some wax to, you know, to coat it. I actually use a butcher blocks wax I got at one of those main, what do they call those? I got it at Lowe's. Anyway, so what also comes in this kit, this is really cute. I am a silky. I think that would be a cute little pendant to wear, you know, just on especially on this 3-needle chain. That would be really cute hanging from that. And then, but also save them too, because I have used them like on the looms, like if I want to do some fiber weaving. That's coming really handy for that. And the same for the comb, which you can put like on the comb, you could decorate it and make it like a pendant and put a strand through each side and let it hang, or put a jump ring or something and let it hang. And the same for this. This would make a good, let's see, you can make maybe small tassels with it if you don't want to use it as a decoration. Or like the other day when I was doing on the original Jewel Loom, I had 6 yards of I'm trying to think of 6 yards of henty cant, and I didn't want to cut any of it. And I was wishing I could find my other one like this, you know, with my original silky pendant, and I couldn't find it because I would have wrapped it around this to do the, you know, the weaving through the warps, you know, in and out, in and out. So, so these come in handy. Don't lose them. Either wear them or keep them in a little bag where you can find them, which that's what I'm going to have to start doing with all my things, so I can find them when I want them. Okay, so I'm going to start showing you how to thread. I got 60 inches of, let me do this on screen. I got 60 inches of the 3-needle chain. You know, as soon as Jules came out with this, I thought, oh my gosh, that 3-needle chain will be perfect for it. And, you know, to use as the warps. So that's why, you know, and I had this idea. Neve also said he had an idea. He was thinking about maybe working in one of his future workshops. And I said, do you mind if I go ahead and do a video on this also? I just wanted to show you. I accidentally started to paint this rose gold. And make sure your paint's smoothed out because I made a little boo-boo there. It's kind of raised there because I quit as soon as I saw what I did with the rose gold and when I wanted gold here. This is antique gold. And so what I'm going to start doing, let's see, I'm going to start at the top because my final ones are going to finish, you know, on each side is going to feed through these holes. So let's see. So this is the top, this is the bottom, and I know there's 12 warps, and this is the center peg, and I think I have to start at the bottom like this around the center peg. You know, I folded this in half, okay, so I know where the center of the cord is, and it's going to be easier to start at the center, and you'll see why when I get done warping. So this is the back of it. I just want to make sure 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so I got it on the center, and I'm coming up here to the center peg. Now I want to hold them in place, and I'm going to just take one strand, the strand on the right, and I'm just going to keep wrapping around the peg to go up and down. I mean, hold it tight, but not too tight because I'm going to be weaving through this. I mean, you don't have to weave with this if you just want to paint, or if you just want to do something, maybe just the warps and just a tiny bit of weaving. I'm going to try some seed bead weaving on this. So, and guess what? I should have started. No, I did this right. So I'm going to take this to the end. You can see how much I have left. And I'm going to feed this from the back side through the hole. Just a minute, I got a little kink. Whenever you get a kink, just smooth it out between your fingers. Okay. So I'm going to, and just to make sure it's secure, I'm going to feed it through one more time. I mean, you could probably tie a knot there, but I just want to make sure. Watch it. I don't want to go in for me, and I may end up tying a knot. I was able to do it yesterday. There we go. There. Now I'm going to warp this side. I keep wanting to wrap it around there, but I don't want to hide my design because I want to make it so I can wear it either way. I'm just trying to hold the warps in place as I'm wrapping around each peg. And what did I do? Something's wrong because it's shit. Oh, I see what I did. Okay, I'm going to start all over. Gosh dang it. I'm going to have to start over. You can see what I did. Instead of wrapping around, I came up and around the back side, and we don't want that because we don't want to, well, first of all, we want to make sure we have enough chain to do our pendant. So So if this accidentally happens to you, and it looks like I started at the wrong end too, I'll have to start at the top. If you end up having to rewarp, just smooth this through your fingers 2 or 3 times to make sure it's smooth. There's no kinks in it. Okay, now I'm going to take it halfway, fold it in half, and I want to start at the top. So I want to go on the middle peg, make sure it's 5 on each side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 5 pegs on each side. Then I'm going to go around to the bottom, around the center peg there. Now, I want to hold them in place while I wrap 1 peg around. See, I'm just trying to keep them under my thumb as I wrap them around. I'm trying to keep the other strand out of the way. So it doesn't take long to warp them. So just wrap around each peg, and I come back up. Now I'm going to feed my thread from the behind through the hole. Now I'm just going to wrap it around too because I want to hold it in place. Get that out of the way just a little bit. I'm trying to make room for a hole. Make sure the end's smoothed out. Go back through the back of the hole again. Pull it through. I originally thought about knotting at the hole, but I thought it might hang better this way. Okay, now I got to do the other side. I like how that silver's showing against the antique gold. And you know, when I say I originally thought about making a decoration here, but I thought it's going to fight with the weaving, so I didn't, because I was practicing on the back of some of the buttons, trying to figure out what kind of design I wanted to put on this. But you know, after I came up with a good design, I thought, oh no, it's going to fight with the weaving, so I gave up on the idea. But you know, don't be afraid if you just want to paint yours or use marker. Just make sure you don't use any water-based on it. And don't forget, if you don't paint it or use markers or something, you'll want to do, you know, wax to protect it so it doesn't dry out and break. You know, on all the Baltic birch products. So I don't know why my throat keeps getting so dry lately. Okay, so there, we got this. Now, I decided, I compared like blue, actually I did blue, I was comparing blue, white, and gray Wildfire, and I came up, I think the gray, let me check this again. I thought the gray would blend in with the silver, and now I'm wondering if the white will. Before the gray looked better, now I'm thinking the white looks better. So I'm going to switch this out to white. You know, before they came out with all these colors, I didn't care what color I used. So I guess it really doesn't matter. It's just a matter of opinion. I mean, the gray would probably work, but just because I had the white, I'm comparing it. And I'm using about a yard or a little bit more because I want a string. and make sure I have enough to tie at the end and hide the ends. I use a big eye needle. There. And you know, it's just a matter of preference. If you want to look like it's a work in project, I'm going to weave just where it's hidden behind, you know, in this section. But I also want to, if it starts getting too tight, you know, because we don't have risers for these weaves, I may just make it look like a work in progress and stop it. You know, it just depends on how many rows you can easily do. I'm trying to hide the knot underneath. I'll move that down. You know, if you could figure out how many rows you can do, you could make some kind of design, but I don't know. I'm just going to use some colored beads. I looked to see what 11 O's. I decided either to use 11 O's or 15 O's because I didn't want them raising so much to where it's be, you know, like if you want to show this side, you're gonna have it not laying really flat on your chest. So the color I'm using is on this one. It's the inside color is peridot and it's emerald line. Now this might take a little, like we don't have any I'm not sure how many it's going to fit in between each one. Let me see. I guess maybe if I do it this way first, I'm just going to see how many might fit in between by yeah, it looks like 2 will be great. So we're going to try 2. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22. Ooh, 22 seed beads. I'm a scooper. You know, my needles usually has a little curve in it. But, you know, if I can't pick up many, then I start counting them. Okay, so I got 6 here. And it doesn't look like it's wanting to count. 7, 8, 9, 10. I guess this is faster today. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Yeah, I took mine all the way across because I wanted to get to these to put it in. But yeah, I mean, you can always take it to where it's just completely, you know, knock off the 2 rows on each side so you're not seeing it through the other side. Okay, now I'm going to take our needle underneath. And, you know, I wonder, I might kind of use this as a riser if it works so I can get underneath easier. There we go. Let's see if that works. And just like on their loom, remember the first row is going to be hard to line up. In fact, what I might do, let's do it this way. Oops. Okay, sorry I got off screen. I slid the needle under to make a little riser to make it easier for my needle and my beads to go through. Now I'm going to go through, and you know that first row on a loom is hard to get the beads lined up. I'm going to, since this is a little bit harder than a regular loom, I am going to line them up as I go. Okay, I got this. And then I'm hoping that the rest of them will be easy. Okay, I want to get 2. Come on, I want 2 between each warps. I may not do many rows of these. Moving towards the center. Okay. Okay, now I want to get 2 beads in between the next one. So I'm doing a little bit different than I normally would on a loom, because so I'm just trying to make sure I get 2 in between each warp. I'm hoping that after this first row it's going to be a lot easier. Oops. And when I do things like this too, I'm sitting there in front of the TV with the almost up to my eyes, you know, close to me at my chest. So this is kind of hard doing it on camera. So I may be doing it a little bit differently than what I would do on TV, you know, watching things on TV while I'm watching TV. Okay, I'm sorry, my camera died when I was doing the first row. So I went ahead and picked up 2 beads, went over a warp, picked up 2 more beads, went over a warp. I kept doing that all the way to the end because that was the easiest way for me to get the 2 beads between each warp. So I'm going to, hopefully this will be easier now putting on all the beads. Remember I need 24 beads. Let's see. I just want to see if I can scoop some up. Nope, I'm going to have to pick them up. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Okay. I gotta bring the tail over there because I want this to go here. And then I gotta line them all up again. You know, I'm gonna show you one more row of this, and then I'm gonna stop and show you more options because I think I'm only gonna do 3 rows. While I wait for my camera to warm up, to charge up, my phone to charge up. I switched the cord out so we wouldn't have this problem anymore. So I'm going with the warp, picking up 2, putting it through the line, going over the warp, picking up 2 beads, because I had gone under the warps with the 22 beads before. I'm going to take that out to see if I can pick them up easier. Okay. And just remember, and I'm going to show you some other options too with this weaving, but just remember you can warp or weave with anything, on a loom. And I'm going to try this idea with some more rows for weaving when I'm done with making 3 rows. So I'm going to, I picked up 2 beads, went over, put the needle through, went over the warp. I'm picking up 2 more beads. I went through over the warp. Now I got to pick up 2 more beads. So, it's like adjusting to make sure I got 2 in between each warp. So I'm going to keep doing this and going, I'm just going to make 3 rows and then I'm going to come back, okay? Okay, I did 3 rows and I was looking at the sizes of seed beads, millimeters, and I'm really thinking 8 O's would have worked better because the 11 O's is 1.7 inches, or 1.7 millimeters. And the 8 O's is 3 millimeters, and the SilverSilk is 1.5 millimeters. So the seed beads aren't raising up high enough to get in and out of the holes. So we'll try a couple rows of the 8 O's here shortly, but I'm going to try something else first. As you can see, this is just designing on the fly. Okay. So I kind of straighten these out, and I just slowly move them to the middle. And I'm looking at other options we can use for weaving that would be pretty. I don't have the right colors, but I'm going to show you some other options. Here's soutache braid. That would be really pretty for beading on there. And then I even thought of like an 1/8 inch ribbon, weaving that in and out. If you had some sari silk, that would be really pretty. Even Chinese knotting cord. And there's also some, what in the world's that called? Just a minute. Rat tail, but this is a pretty thick. It might look good if you're using it with the 8 O's. I'm trying to see how, this is 1.5 millimeter, but it looks a lot thicker than this cord here. So, let's see. Oh, this one's 2 millimeter, but they do have it in 1.5, but I still don't know about that. Also, I found in my stash, let's see, where did I find the package here? I just opened it. It's a Beadalon poly sparkle thread, and I know I have it in black with silver too, but I couldn't find it. I thought that'd be real pretty, and it almost resembles the 3-needle chain. I mean, I was even thinking you can use like maybe scraps of 3-needle chain. You'll just have to tie it off and figure out how you wanted to look where you tie it off. or even glue it down onto your pendant. I don't know the ends. That's something that you can work out if that's what you want to do, but I think it'd be pretty seeing 3-needle chain weaving in and out of there. So, but I'm going to go ahead and maybe do 3 to 5 weaves of this. And this, I'm thinking, well, let me finish off the I'm just tying a knot on the end like I did when I started it. Okay, take it in, go through the loop. And then I'm not gonna feed it through a lot of cords. I just want to kind of hide the end and then cut it off. I'm actually thinking if I knew what I did with my, oh, here's my thread burner. Actually, what I might do, I think I'm going to burn the end off and make a little ball at the end. Tap it down. You know, I don't want to burn anything else. I'm trying to be careful. That way it won't get undone. And I'll do the same thing over here. Oh, I didn't have it all the way out, sorry. I'm just trying to get kind of close, but I want to make a little ball with what's left too, so it can't feed back through the knot without burning anything else off. There. Okay. Take the end and tie it. Tie a knot around the chain. I'm going to tie a second time. Since that's a little too short, I may. I'm going to wrap it around that. So I got it wrapped around this. Tied to knot. Now, I'm just going to do the under over weave. Under, over, under, over, under, over. Okay. Sorry about that. Okay, so I got under, over, under, over. I'm under, and I'm going to go over here. I'm going to go under, over, under, over, under, over. So since I went over on the last cord, I got to go under it, or otherwise we're going to undo the whole row that we just did. So, and luckily the same path will be under, over, since we have even number warps. Over. Okay. So you might be able to take your little comb and some reason it feels like it's stuck on something there. Huh. Wonder if the needle went through the chain. Yeah, but the needle went through the 3-needle chain. So maybe I will switch to the wood one, so it won't do that, because I'm going to have to undo this part. You know, it's just learning from what happens. Okay, where is it caught? Okay, so that's the part I want to take off. I don't want to undo everything. So I undid it where it went through the chain. Smooth it down. And now I'm going to use the wood one. Okay. So we got it under and then over, under, over, under, over. Scoot it down. Okay, now we're going to go back under. Oh. Okay, I'm trying to find my camera, sorry. So you can see it. Okay, go under, over. And this is where I think I do want a riser just to make it a little bit easier. Let's try that again. I'd used the needle before as a riser. Let's see if I can use this shuttle. I mean, I got another needle over there from when I did the other loom, the crown pendant like this, but I don't want to use that because I want to use what you might have on hand to fix this. So now I'm going back under, over, under, over, under. Let me zoom back in. See if that helps. Excuse my body and my mess. Here, let's try that. Okay. Under, over, under, over, under, over. See, I do this one looming too. I turn it every which way. It's easier to do too since I'm doing this. I think, you know, that's 3 rows. I'm going to try 5 or 6, try to make it the same width as that. So we could do the under, over again. This is where the shuttle's going to start getting in the way. Scoot it down. So don't be afraid to experiment what you think is good, you know, with this. You know, have fun with it. And make it something that you'll wear. Okay. I think this may be the last row. I'll make it 6 rows. And feed that through. Okay, now, so my last one's under, so I gotta go on, then I gotta go over, under, over. Okay. You know, embroidery floss would be pretty with this too, if you find some with silver in it, which I've seen before, or something else. I'm just looking to see if maybe I do want another row or two. I do like that sparkle. You know, I have the extra thread. I think I'm going to try doing it a little bit more. A couple more rows. Okay. And just keep your rhythm and make sure, you know, if you don't end with if you have even rows and you don't end with an over, you know something's wrong. You know, I like that. I think I'm going to leave it like that. So let's tie this off. Take it off. Before we do that, since I'm going to try burning this off too and make a little ball since it's polyester. Okay. Whoops. I didn't get the thread through the loop, so I'm going to feed it behind and get it through the loop. Make sure it's all down. Take it behind the loop, feed it down. Okay. Got this transparent rainbow black diamond. I think I'm going to try and see how it looks. I'm going to tie this, got to thread my needle again. And this is 8/0. We're just going to see how it looks. If it doesn't look good, I may just do a silver on both sides and leave it at that. So I'm tying my line back on the oops. Okay. Put it down. So. Okay, I'm going to try this Ado transparent rainbow black diamond just for a little bit of different look. If we don't like it, then or if I don't like it, then I'll just finish it off a different way. Okay, it's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And I need to put my riser back in just so I can get underneath there. Don't know if I have enough room to work with, but hopefully this will work. Okay. So I think I'm just going to put one bead between each warp, and it's wanting to get underneath that. Okay, like I did with the others, just to get it started, I may have to try to do this. Okay, so I'm going to have to do the over, under one at a time. So, come on, bead. And it keeps trying to get underneath that thread, because I guess I got the... Okay, so that's not going to work. So if you're going to want to use the Ados, I would use it first, and not, you know, because it's wanting to get under this thread. So I'm going to take this off. I can figure out how to take it off. Ooh. That was a failure just because of the threads before that. So what I would suggest, like I said, put the use the Ado so you can do your weaving better, and one between each warp. And I'm just going to put that silver thread on each side. I think I did 7 or 8 rows of it. Let me get... I tried to figure out a way to keep that down. It doesn't want to stay down. I may put a tiny bit of glue on it just to keep it down. Try to keep them together. Okay, I do that later. And then I'm going to do some more rows of that silver on the other side of the beads, and then I'll be back. Okay, I finished the weaving, and I put a tiny bit of glue because we can't close off the warps. It's wanting to slide, so I was putting a tiny bit of glue on the sides, you know, here on the ends, so they won't keep spreading apart. Okay, so I already tried it on this one, and I tried different end caps. I was hoping to have a tiara cast end cap, but I didn't have one with a small enough hole. Okay, I finished the weaving, and I put a tiny bit of glue because we can't close off the warps. It's wanting to slide, so I was putting a tiny bit of glue on the sides, you know, here on the ends, so they won't keep spreading apart. Okay, so I already tried it on this one, and I tried different end caps. I was hoping to have a tiara cast end cap, but I didn't have one with a small enough hole. So I can finish my bracelet, my necklace. I'm using a fold over end cap. And then you can also use this and maybe glue some embellishment on it and add something else to the back of it if you want a longer pendant. Mine hangs right at chest level. And just to discuss a couple other things too, you can always put like maybe a couple jump rings and hang some things like tassels on the bottom, or curve some beads, or even some silver silk like around. If you use a jump ring here and here, you might even do like 3 strands, different lengths. You know, I mean, the sky's the limit. It's just I guess your creativity's the limit on that. So let's go ahead and do the next one. So just on the next end, just to be on the safe side, just to show you what the folder over end cap looks like. Let's see if I can show it to you. And so you could see this is what it looks like. See? Okay. Sorry, I have a delay because I'm watching what I'm doing, but it's delayed. Now, just to be on the safe side, I'm going to put a tiny bit of glue on the inside of that. I don't have to, but I feel safe. I'd rather be safe than sorry. And then, let me close the end cap. Now, here's the end I don't have done. I'm going to set it inside there. And I take my flat nose pliers, try my best to keep it in there. Take my flat nose pliers, I'm just going to squeeze one side on there a little bit. Come on, buddy, stay in there. And I guess I squeezed too much. Maybe I can do the other side first. Might help to use super glue so it stays on there faster. I just hate using super glue because it dulls the metal. So I'm going down, flattening it the way it wants to go, and then I'll go to the other side. Hold it like this and come on. Kind of turn it sideways to get it started. flatten it. So I'm just going to run my fingers up through it to make sure it stays in place. Now, I'm going to get a jump ring. To attach a lobster claw clasp. And remember, turn side to side with your lobster claw, with your jump rings. Do not pull open like that, and then just do your jump rings to where side to side until you feel them closed. I like to take a little better protection, and I know nobody else does this, but I do it. You just kind of squeeze it to make sure it's tight. And there we go. And here's the other side. A little bit showing here. You might even figure out something to hang from these little things too. So, like I said, it's just, that's the beginning for you, to help you with your creativity on these pendants. I hope you have fun making it. Well, I hope you enjoy the tutorial, and I really hope you give your try out for it. Wouldn't it be cool sometime next time you see Neely or Jules, or even meet them for the first time? I haven't met either one of them in person. To be wearing that. It's great reversible pendant. You can show your little looming on the one side if that's the way you decorated it, and show your silkies on the other side. So I hope if you have any questions in YouTube, I'll make a line that you can reply to, so I'm tagged in it so I know you asked a question. So then also you can ask on the Jewelry Making with Jewel Loom page, or there's a Facebook group. There's a link to it in the Jewel Loom School that you can also join and answer question and share your projects with us. You can also ask on the SilverSilk Silkies page too. Just tag me and to make sure I see them. So I hope you all have a great evening, and thank you for joining me. See you later.